This is my RoboCop collection. This is going to be a short collection, 24 movies. This is one of these cases, whatever you call it. That's kind of cool. Mask on, mask off. So, the first RoboCop movie. And I loved these movies when I was a kid. I saw them once. I watched the original three once since I was a kid, but it's still been a while. So I haven't seen these original ones in a while. But I love these as a kid. I still love them. First one's great, and they made a lot of money. Or at least the first one made a lot of money, and so that's why there's sequels. But I think the first one made the most out of the first three. But Peter Weller, Nancy Allen. And then the third one, I think Peter Weller didn't come back for the third one. It was RoboCop was played by a different guy. But these are great movies. Great movies I loved as a kid. And then the new one, which just came out, 2 years ago now. And it took me a while to see it. I finally just saw it. And I wanted to watch it, but I finally got to see it. But so there is these ones I haven't seen in a while, but I know I still love them. That's what I just watched, and like on the back, there's one of the critics says, "A blockbuster with brains," and that's how I feel about it. I mean, like I'd have to watch the original and the new one back to back to see, but I think this one might be just as good as the original, maybe slightly better, but. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. I'd have to watch them both back to back. But this one I think it kind of reminds me of like Rob Zombie's Halloween versus John Carpenter's Halloween, where they're both great movies. But Rob Zombie's it's kind of written better, and it's kind of fills in the holes, which I think this one kind of does. I mean, they changed some stuff around, but I think this one's written better than the original. It might not be as good as the original, but it's definitely written better. And really, I thought this was a great movie. I liked everything about it, except for there's only one thing I didn't like, and that's the guy who played RoboCop himself. I don't know, he just didn't. I didn't really like him that much. I mean, he didn't ruin the movie or anything, but I feel they could have got somebody better. And definitely Peter Weller was a much better RoboCop than the guy that they had play in this one. But I loved Sam Jackson gave the best performance in this movie, and a really good performance. Like for a sci-fi movie, I thought Sam Jackson gave a really good performance. And I love Garrett, who is one of my favorite actors, Sam Jackson. Gary Oldman, another one of my favorite actors. He was okay. And Michael Keaton, who's another one of my favorite actors. So you had all those guys in it. Like I said, I feel it was written better. So also some of the stuff changed. Some of the stuff was changed, and it still worked, I guess. I mean, I guess I probably like the original for some of the stuff, but they changed his suit was black, tactical, which is still cool. Because then at the end they changed it back to the original, like the original suit. Getting ready for sequels, which I actually hope there is sequels. I don't think this movie did as good as they wanted it to. I think it still did decent at the box office, but I don't think it did as good as they wanted to. I think it made less money than this one made, like 30 years later, which is kind of not quite as good. It's made like 30 years before, and it made more money than now. That's not that good, but I think it still did pretty good. Especially this cost like $100 million to make, when it was probably cost like $10 million. But either way, I definitely like them all. I like all four of them. I think they started getting a little bit worse. Like this one's great. And this one's not as good as the first, and the third one's not as good as the second. I think they gave him a jetpack in this one or something. Like I said, it's been a while since I saw them, but I still like them all. But this is the one I just watched, so this is the one I remember the most about. And they had 209s, where I think in the original they were just making the 209s, and this one they had 209s. They already had them, and they already had robots, and they wanted a human because the public didn't allow robots to patrol, America. That's completely different than the original. But yeah, But yeah, I liked them all. So this one didn't have like the Nancy Allen type character. Like they didn't have the girl. He had a wife, but I think he had a wife in the original. But the Nancy Allen was like the other cop. But this one didn't really. I mean, it showed some of like the Detroit police stuff. But I think it's setting it up for like the sequel. Now, if there's sequels, the second one will be him on the Detroit police. Um, yeah, so they might introduce like a Nancy Allen female cop type character in the second one, if there's a sequel, which I hope there is. And the reason I want to do my RoboCop movie collection now, obviously since I just saw this, but the other thing is I'm going to do my Terminator collection next, right after this, and it reminded me of a game. I never played it, but I saw it online. I think it was, I don't know what system it was for. It was probably a long time ago, but it was RoboCop versus Terminator, and I was like, that's pretty cool. That would be cool because that's actually a cool matchup. I still think Terminator. I love RoboCop, but I think Terminator would win that, just because he's all, he's all skeleton, metal underneath, where RoboCop's some human. But I think I love Terminator and RoboCop, but I think Terminator would win the RoboCop versus Terminator. But that game sounded really cool. I love cool matchups like that, like Predator versus Alien or whatever. So yeah, RoboCop versus Terminator is actually an actual game. I don't know what it's for, but so that made me want to do this because my Terminator collection is gonna be next, directly after this one. So, but yeah, so and this is all four movies for now. Hopefully they make sequels to this one, because if they make two more sequels, that'd be cool. Because I actually really like this one. So for now, that is my RoboCop collection.